Guys, I'm sitting in a 2017 Kia Cerato, and this car has a bit of a strange issue. So if you jump in the car, pop the key into the ignition, and we can turn the ignition on, we can go over to the head unit, and nothing is happening at all. So we've got no screen, no power, basically nothing on the head unit whatsoever. This head unit is completely dead. Now, I have actually seen this happen a few times on similar cars. So instead of repairing this unit, we are going to replace it. So if you come over to the bench, this is the brand new head unit that we're going to be putting into the Cerato. We have a massive 9-inch screen. This fits the original dash, so everything fits nicely. And we have the hole for the original hazard button. This unit will have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, all built in with a massive touchscreen display. So that's going to look really good. And here we have all the wiring. So your kit will come with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different wiring harnesses. And this is all based on what the factory head unit had. Now, because we can't look at what the factory head unit options are, we've had to go ahead and get every single wiring harness, but I'll show you which one you'll need for a 2017 Cerato that has factory reverse camera. So before we jump into the install and show you exactly how to change this unit out to that massive 9-inch screen, if you want to pick up that screen or anything else that we offer, head to the website, www.shoptfb.com. Same as installation inquiries and all that stuff, all to the website. That exact head unit will be the first link in the description. And without further ado, let's jump into the install. So removal process for this head unit is pretty straightforward. We've got a little trim right here that we're going to pop off first. Then there'll be a Phillips head screw, which will allow us to remove this whole trim, and then we can pop the head unit out. So this panel pops off just like that, and you might lose a couple clips in the dash, so just make sure you remove those and put them back into the panel. And then we go again, same thing, some very tough clips and a couple that have fallen in behind here. So what I'll do is actually remove the head unit, and then I'll be able to get the clips from behind nice and easy, and they're all going into the new head unit. The other thing we need to do is take the hazard button off here with 2 Phillips heads, and that's going to click right into our new head unit. And for anyone thinking that maybe the head unit was fine and it just didn't have power or a dead fuse, you can see we've got power on both of our wires with the car switched on here at the main plug. So with the unit out, we're going to have a few main plugs. We've got the 2 main power harnesses right here. We've got another plug right here. We have a factory GPS antenna, USB retention, or USB connector, and AM/FM. So I looked at all of the harnesses that comes in the kit, and I've basically just grabbed one. And for the black plugs, these are your 2 mains, so we can sort of say they're comfortable. Then you'll have the accessory plug, and obviously it doesn't fit, so we can probably assume we don't need that one, but we'll keep it there anyway. And then so on and so forth. So this one here does fit, but it doesn't really line up with many of the original cables. So again, maybe not. I went down the line and it kind of left one and one more. So what I'm going to do is actually just plug them both in and test them. Once we plug them in, we should have unit turning on with ignition, we should have reverse camera working, car settings, steering wheel controls, all that stuff. And if everything's working, we can assume we've got the correct harness. You will have to plug in your CAN bus module as well. The kit comes with a USB retention, so this is great for factory USB. So you pop this in, boom, just like that. Now look what's happened right here. As I've plugged it in, the black cable's popped out. You've got to be very careful with this stuff. So let's go back out again. We'll repin this in and we'll try again, because the pins are very small, so we need to make sure they all line up. There we go. So that's now connected, and the pins are all the same length in. So that's very important. We can tape that up, plug that straight into the head unit, and look at that, factory USB is working. Very, very nice. I'll keep going with all this testing and I'll let you know exactly which harness we end up using. And then we've got the accessory stuff to do with our upgraded microphone. I'll show you that soon. And then we can test this thing. All right, guys, check it out. Steering wheel controls, all working. Pop the car into reverse. Factory camera pops up right there. Look at that, massive on the 9-inch screen as well. And the harness that we used was actually 042. That's the correct harness. I'll send this back to my manufacturers and let them know. A 2017 Cerato with factory reverse camera uses 042. So this is what it currently looks like from the back side. We've got the CAN bus module connected. This is another connection for the CAN module if we were to use this harness, but we didn't. So those two we don't need. Number 042, USB retention, so that'll plug right into the head unit, so factory USB works. And that is pretty much it. I've got a few accessories to do, including our upgraded microphone. So with doing these Android units for such a long time, I've found that they are really good. Everything works great. CarPlay's great, sound is great, everything's really good. The biggest drawback is the Bluetooth. So we've had custom microphones made. I've got a box full of them and they go with every head unit. So we're gonna get that installed on this car. We usually put them up in the roof lining. We'll run it down the A-pillar over to the head unit. Then we've got the GPS antenna and Wi-Fi antenna to do, and that is it. The job is done. We'll neaten everything up and we'll put it back together, and I'll show you what it looks like once we've made everything nice, neat, and professional, and that will be this job done. And here we go. That is what everything looks like with all the harnesses taped up, neatened up, ready to go. We've got the module taped up, spare plugs all taped up so we don't need them. They can go to the back. Power, CAN bus, camera, all that good stuff, basically all ready to go. As for the GPS antenna, we've put it right in there so it'll get good reception through this window here. It's nice and high on the dash and there's nothing blocking it from getting good reception. Microphone we've done up there, nice and neat. So basically sitting anywhere in the front seats of the car, passenger or driver, will be able to hear that microphone very nicely. And that is pretty much ready to go now. All we need to do is screw the hazard plug to our new head unit fascia and grab all the clips out of the old fascia and out of the dash and put them into the new head unit, and then we can plug it in, clip it in, and test it. All right, guys, have a look at how clean that is. Massive 9-inch screen right now. Go straight to reverse. You're gonna see your reverse camera pop up right like that. Straight back into park or drive, and it brings you right out of your reverse camera. Starting from the left side, we've got settings. All your unit settings are in here. So original car settings, reverse camera settings, system settings, factory settings. We basically go through and set all of this up so the customer doesn't have to worry about it. But for you DIYs out there, if you do want to play with any of the settings, it's all in here. There's a lot you can play with. Moving over, if you want to customize your sound, you've got a full equalizer in here. So it's already going to sound way better than the factory head unit. Bluetooth, which I'll show you how to pair shortly, and Apple CarPlay. Radio, so if you open up radio, we've got obviously nothing set. We can set some stations like this. Boom. Reception's not amazing, but we are in a workshop, so we'll test that outside as well. Now, volume control just works here through the factory steering wheel controls, just like that. We can do track up and down as well. Our phone button's all working, so if I press phone, it brings up the phone right there. So that's exactly what we want. Now for CarPlay, I always tell people press and hold this here, change the entry, and we're going to change it to Z-Link. Okay, this is the newest Z-Link, and this is for your CarPlay Android Auto. And then have a look at how fast this unit is, guys. So we've basically put the fastest processor you can get in the unit, and this thing does a lot of stuff. You've got YouTube here, Play Store if you want to go through and download more apps. And back into apps here, you can go over, there's settings again, there's a bunch of stuff in here you can go through and play with. Most people are just going to be using Bluetooth and Apple CarPlay. Very nice and easy. So these settings you might want to copy if you're installing the same unit and you're in Australia or right-hand drive car. That's what this is here. Now, Cerato CarPlay, so very nice and easy. We're going to go over to our phone, open it up. We're going to find Cerato CarPlay when it pops up. Right there. We're going to hit there. We're going to hit pair, allow. Now just keep your phone handy because it might ask you if you want to use CarPlay. So I'll just wait right here. Okay, so it hasn't asked me if I want to use CarPlay, so that's fine. We can hit do not remind me and go home. So right now we are straight into Apple CarPlay. Now when this does ask you if you want to use CarPlay, what it does is, let's find it, Cerato CarPlay. It turns this switch on, but the switch is already on now, so you don't have to worry about it. If it's off, this is what you get, or you sit on that connecting screen forever. So you need to make sure CarPlay switch is on, get out of it, close that, give it a second and it'll pair and you'll be straight back into Apple CarPlay. Very nice and quick, just like that. So from here, you need to hit that do not remind me if you can get your finger on it. There we go. You've got your phone calls here, Apple Music, Apple Maps, and Messages. This is all through Siri. You swipe over, Spotify, Waze Maps, and Google Maps. Radio app, Patreon, you know, Easy Park, all this stuff all works with it as well. Oop. Go over again, you've got any other apps that are compatible with Apple CarPlay, they all pop up there. So if we went into here, we could basically go straight into our music, pop on a song, and use the steering wheel controls to play. You've got side buttons here, they also work as well. So they're just touchscreen buttons, so you can go back and home, and we're back again. It's just one of those days where people don't stop calling me, so I can't film this video. Okay, so now from here, we've also got Siri, which means I can just say, hey Siri, what's the weather like today?
To do that, you'll need to turn off airplane mode.
My phone's in airplane mode because people don't stop calling me. Anyway, if you've got your phone connected to the internet, you can say, hey Siri, what's the weather like? And she'll tell you what the weather is. I can tell you what the weather is right now. It's pretty crap outside. So that is basically a CarPlay, and it does the same thing with Android Auto. So you get all of these apps. You can go straight to, you know, your Waze Maps, and you've got everything working right here. You can use voice control to set a destination, or you can go to search and just physically type in the destination that you want. Very nice and easy. And from CarPlay as well, we can go to reverse and bring up that factory camera. We go back and we're straight into Apple CarPlay, and just look at how crystal clear that screen is. If we hit home, we're back to the home screen, and basically from here you can do your radio, CarPlay, all that stuff. And everything else in here, your YouTube, your Play Store, all that, that's all internet based. So in the glove box, we've put a SIM card holder. You can put 4G internet on this, or you can swipe down from the top and press and open the internet and just pair your hotspot to the Wi-Fi. And once that's done, you can go crazy downloading any apps that you want. And that's pretty much it, guys. A unit at a glance. It's a pretty straightforward installation as well. And if you have any questions, you can drop them in the comments below. And that is it, guys. That is the installation done. It's not a crazy hard installation, so you can definitely do it at home. If you want to get this exact kit, it'll be on the website, www.shoptfb.com, or go to the description. First link in the description will link you straight to this product. We offer full technical support if you're doing DIY, so we can help you as you go. But I think most of you will be fine with it. It's a pretty straightforward install. If you want to reach out to us, or you have installation inquiries or another cool car that you want us to work on and do a unit like this, go to the website, fill out the contact form, and get in touch with us. That is pretty much it. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.